All right, begin.
What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are still having a great day so far. Let's go ahead and jump into this situation that's dealing with Wendy Williams and her brother Tommy again. Now, this situation is just a mess, guys. It's just a mess, and it's just sad to see family going through something like this, you know? And I blame Wendy. Yeah, I said it. I blame Wendy because I don't think Tommy is lying. Now, Wendy has come out on her show and alleged that Tommy got into an altercation with a family member. So I'm going to play you guys that clip first, and then immediately following that, it's going to go into what Tommy had to say in response to Wendy making fun of the fact that, you know, he wore a dress or whatever the case may be. He was just responding to her claims that she made on the previous day in regards to telling him that he needs to stop talking or she's going to air out his dirty laundry. All right, so sit tight, and I thank you for your patience in advance.
Tommy, you know I was at Mommy's service, and you know she looked beautiful in her casket, and you know that you fist-fought a loving member of our family, half your age, who was supposed to be somebody, a blood relative, everyone, not my son. My son is in the back, shocked that he's at his grandmother's funeral, studying for midterm, and I'm going between a closed service saying hello to people, and also my son wanted me to quiz him so that he gets an A. It's weird how kids are, but he's 20 and it was something. You started a fight over an open casket right there with my mother. Thank God we were at a civilized funeral home, and the man of the funeral home blocked so Mommy wouldn't out and there'd be a catastrophe. You should know better at 53. And for all of you all who wonder why I said on that day I appreciated my ex-husband more than I could ever appreciate my brother, it's because my ex-husband was invited to be there. I went to my father. My mother and I had talked about this a long time ago. You know, when you're 86 years old, it doesn't just happen. You know, it's a slow process. And for me, I'm the daughter or family member or whoever who would talk to my mom about anything, and I would ask her, you know, how do you want to look? My mother was wearing a beautiful cheetah print dress that my father got for dirt cheap at Neiman Marcus, and it was her barometer dress. It still had the tag on it. That was 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay. Anyway, and she had on the right lipstick, a particular pink she wanted to wear. She looked gorgeous. They gave her tan because all she did was want to bake in the sun. She was a sun girl. And you fought with our family member. And my ex-husband came back to my son and I, and he said, I know it's not my place. By the way, he smelled really good and was Dior up and down. That was that. No, we're not getting back together. Follow what I'm saying to you. My son and I are sitting here studying. I'm trying to ignore what's going on over there, looking to make sure that my father's okay. My sister was kind of handling everything, and I was removed. And Big Kev said, I need to break this up. This is not right. Your mother wouldn't, this is not right. And I said, Kevin, what do you think, to my son? He said, Mommy, everybody's here is old, so nobody is getting up to fight. And so I said, all right, Kevin, you do this, but please don't throw fists and stuff, because you will be the one blamed. And me and your son will go to court and defend you all the way to the end, because we see, do you understand the difference between, he will always be my ex-husband, but in the name of what was right, and we gave a low-key, whoa, Hunter, all three of our hands like this, and he walked up to the front and separated my brother and this young family member who was very confused being a young man. and moved it all out there to the lobby. Still heard the screaming. The funeral home turned up the music a little bit. Daddy was fine. We went on with the rest of the day. Before going back to my sister's for the collard greens and the good food that you do after a service, I said to my son, I said, you know, your dad is really something else. I don't want to mislead you or guide you into thinking that we're getting... He said, Mom, I know. I said, you want to just the three of us go out and grab something to eat and also bring stuff over to Aunt Wanda's? Do you want to just like change the mood and celebrate family and find it in our hearts to kind of not forgive, but move on in the name of the service and Papa and the rest of us? And my son said, yeah. And that's why we went out to eat afterwards, the three of us. He had the double R, you know, he's that guy. He had the double R. I sat in the back seat so I can take off my wrap dress. I had on a wrap dress. I tell you, a black wrap dress takes you everywhere. I took off my wrap dress, put on my leggings, put on a hoodie, you know, changed my clothes. We're listening to Mobb Deep and all of our music, the three of us, you know, and we go to a random place that had food that all three of us like to eat. And then he dropped us off in the double R at my sister's house and felt as though, I'm just going to, you know, go on. You all have a nice, you know, rest of the day. And give me a call if you need something. And that is all I'm going to say about that situation. Norman, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions. I feel like I understand.
Do you understand an open casket?
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. That sounds terrible.
Do you understand a 53-year-old man?
Uh-huh.
And a boy who's supposed to be looking up to him?
Right.
And how he's trying to peg me, and people are saying, oh, she wants to get back together with Big Kev. No, I don't. He was the man that day.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He was so the man that his sunglasses stayed balanced on top of his bald head. Sunglasses never fell off. He asked me if I was okay. I told him I need a moment.
Feeling crazy right now. Wendy, this video's for you. Unfortunately, I just got off the phone with Daddy. Didn't watch the movie this morning. Didn't watch the show, I'm sorry, this morning. But he watched it this evening. Very upset, very disappointed, naturally. Really, this shouldn't be happening. It's crazy right now. Absolutely crazy. I asked you one question. Why didn't you go to the funeral? Why couldn't you call Daddy and let him know why? Why couldn't you, if it was that serious, if it was that much of a stance, then what was the problem? I was there when you came in on that night of the dawning of the wake. And you told us, you told Daddy that you had to race back to New York, handle business. You were only going to be in town for the viewing. We didn't even know. He didn't even know. I mean, it doesn't matter if I knew or not. Your father didn't even know that you were in town for the funeral, and you're out eating lunch with your ex and your son, which wouldn't be a problem, I guess. I guess if you had told your father that, or I mean, he was hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt, Wendy. That's why I'm here right now, because it's not fair. It's not right. It's painful. It's painful for him. It's painful for me. It's painful for the family. We have a small family, fragmented because of this. Because I've put my foot all the way in it, and I'm going to twist it, and I'm going to keep it in there. You could call me out. You could say whatever you want about me, Wendy. It's not about that, right? I'm married 21 years. You were married 21 years, right? It's not about Kevin. Kevin came to the viewing. I thought that was great. Thanked him. Thought it was wonderful. Showed his admiration and his love for mommy. That night was special, memorable. fond memories. Mommy's still here all the time. I'm sure she doesn't understand, Wendy, why you didn't come to her funeral. Why'd you have to lie to Daddy and tell him that you were going to be back in New York and you were here? It's not right. And you have us holding him up. You have him asking me questions I don't know the answers to. He wants to know. He doesn't understand. There's an emptiness because of you. Because of your selfishness. Mental health, I get it. Grief, I get it. I'm grieving too. I love you. I do. I'm concerned, yes. Have I tried reaching out numerous times? You hang up, you don't call back. I'm not calling for me, I'm calling for Daddy. Like, this isn't right. And you just leave things just going, just let it go, whatever. That's not good. That's not fair. I'm doing what I need to do with Daddy all the time. Whenever I get a moment, I'm with that guy. Love him to death. Mommy wants us to stay strong as a family. That's all Mommy and Daddy wanted us to do. Wasn't much to ask. What are you doing? Like, why aren't you fostering the importance of family even to your son? We went to our grandparents or our grandfather's funeral and great-grandmother. Why do you have to, why lunch? Why my videos? And then you're going to say you don't know anything about them. You know, come on, man. That's not good. You call me and you talk to me about the videos. Now, I'm not going to go back and forth with you, Wendy, over nonsense because it's just that doesn't make sense. The main thing that I'm asking you, Wendy, is please tell Daddy why you didn't attend the funeral. And take responsibility for what you've done, the pain you're causing. And pick up the phone when he calls. I love you. And I'll always be here for you. And as I deal with this pandemic, just like everybody else on this planet, I'll always leave a light on for you. Because it's just about a conversation, and I wish one day we could sit down, or you could sit down with your father and explain some things. Because I think he has the right to know. I love our family and I love you. And I'll always wish you the best. And I'm not trying to step in the way of anything that you're doing. But I think that to have Mommy gone and to move on like nothing's happened, and for you not to address this situation or address not going to your mother's funeral, to your father, I think that's a travesty.
Alright y'all, so the Shade Room posted what Wendy had to say in regards to her brother getting into an altercation at the funeral, and basically Tommy dropped down in the comments and he said, Wendy, Kevin and Kevin Jr. attended the wake, not the funeral. I love my sister, but why did she miss our mom's funeral? So he's basically standing 10 toes down on his accusations that Wendy was absent from their mother's funeral, and I believe him. Now, I had to make sure that that was Tommy that was responding to what the Shade Room posted in regards to him and Wendy's accusations about him acting a fool at the funeral, and it was him. I pulled up his Instagram and everything matched. Now, as far as Wendy saying that a situation occurred between Tommy and a family member, Tommy didn't say that it didn't happen, so Wendy is probably telling the truth about that. But what she's not telling the truth about is the fact of what day it was. And the day that that could have occurred was the wake. Just like he said, it didn't occur on the day of the funeral. She's still lying, y'all. This is one lying woman. She's lying. And she's trying to defend the fact that she hung out with Kevin versus the fact that she actually did not attend her mother's funeral. and that's sad. And Tommy said himself that after the wake, Wendy said that she had to rush back to New York because it was so much business that she had to take care of, but only to find out later that she stayed in Florida and was spending time with her ex-husband. And check this out, y'all. Even when she was telling her story just now in the clip that I showed you, she basically was still over Kevin. He smelled like Dior. He was the man that day and all this stuff. Don't nobody want to hear that. We want to hear the initial response. Did you or did you not attend the funeral? We're not talking about the wake. You can't create in your mind that the wake is the same thing as the funeral, because it's not. That's what we want to hear. But you're dancing around. You know what I'm saying? You playing Ring Around the Rosie. Just fess up. Just fess up and tell the truth. You know, if you didn't feel like attending and if you thought that it would take you to another place mentally where you possibly could relapse, just say so. Don't sit there and lie about it. You look bad right now, Wendy. You look bad. Anyway, I'm gonna let this go. Let y'all have that in the comments. Drop down and let me know what you think about this situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll get with you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.